welcome to my episode. This is my Ghostbusters themed episode, as you can tell. I don't have a ton of Ghostbusters merch. I know I was on Sinister Screens podcast a few weeks ago. Going to be on it again this Saturday, actually. And Jay from there has an awesome Ghostbusters collection. I was jealous. I was like, I wish I had that suit. If I had the suit, it'd be on right now as I do this episode. But yeah, let me get right to it. I'm going to be doing all 5 Ghostbusters movies. And I also watched 3 other movies, but I'm going to save those to the end. I'm going to start out with the Ghostbusters franchise here. Starting out with number 1. I have it on 4K. No slip or nothing. Looks absolutely beautiful in 4K. Sounds awesome. This comes with the Blu-ray. Does it come with the Blu-ray as well? Yep. Blu-ray and 4K. Yeah, the iconic. This came out in '84, 1 year before I was born. So it's a year older than me. Jeez. This is the 40th anniversary. Crazy. But yeah, where do you even start with Ghostbusters? Start by taking a sip of drink. So, I'll start here. I didn't watch this when I was a kid. So I don't have any deep nostalgia with the franchise. I don't know how I avoided this one when I was a kid, but because I watched so many movies when I was young, especially like horror themed movies. But yeah, for some reason, Ghostbusters is not on that list. So my first watching was probably when I was about 20. And then I've seen it probably 5 times since then. And then this newest watch. This is my daughter Samara. This is one of her favorite movies of all time. I'm not sure if it is her favorite, but it's up there for her. All-star cast here. Bill Murray, Aykroyd. I don't need to go through the cast. Everybody knows the cast. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. You got Slimer. So you got the Stay Puft. You got Slimer. You got another Slimer over here hiding. But yeah. Freaking great. Every time I watch this, it's one that grows on me. I just seem to like it more and more with each watch. Just the whole feel. It's like just the gray New York feel, and I don't know. Bill Murray, every single time that guy speaks, it's comedy gold. Which I'll get to in coming up films. But yeah, obviously, if you haven't seen, to be honest, if you haven't seen this entire series, you need to watch them all. But the original, iconic shit here. Sigourney Weaver does an awesome job. And just all around great. I love every scene. Like I said, I don't need to explain a lot on Ghostbusters. Like, I don't need to give you a walkthrough of this movie. Either you love it, some people absolutely love it, or you like it. I don't think there's anything else. It's either you love it, or you like it. And then we got the second one here, Ghostbusters 2, which up until I watched this, I think I watched this one last week for the first time ever with my daughter and my wife. I had never seen the second one. I always heard it was it was really childish and not nearly as good as the first. I never heard anything that great. And to be honest, I actually enjoyed this one not quite as much as the original, obviously, but it was close. Like, I enjoyed Statue of Liberty. I enjoyed just the comedy is all funny. Just seeing all these characters together, to be honest, is the highlight of this franchise. Just seeing them all come together. That's kind of what it is, and they all have pretty decent ghost stories, I would say. They're all pretty solid. This one pretty much has everybody returning from the first movie. My knowledge isn't like super deep on the Ghostbusters franchise. It's because, like I said, like I just watched this one for the first time a week ago. But yeah, it's still good. The first movie, I personally would give it a 4.5 out of 5. This second one, I would give a 3.5 out of 5. For me personally. And then we get to this one. Oh man, this one. It's the female remake of Ghostbusters. I don't even know how to talk about this one. You know what? This movie is absolute shit. I feel bad because it's the female version, and I feel like, you know what? This is what I think of this movie. I'm just gonna fucking get rid of that. Right in the garbage where it belongs. This movie is a fucking abomination. I had zero fun with this. I feel like all the jokes... How do I break this down? I don't find any of the women funny in this movie. I actually think that, and it's weird because like Melissa McCarthy I like in other things. Kristen Wiig I've liked in other things. Who's the other name of the other girl here? Kate McKinnon. I found her fun in other things. I like Charles Dance as an actor. Chris Hemsworth is a good actor. Like, oh man. But fuck, the jokes aren't even funny. It feels like it's another one of these modern Hollywood errors where they think that just by replacing all the characters with all females or all black people or all Asians or like, they think that that's the only thing. I don't get it. Like, I don't, who cares about that? I don't give a shit. Who's in the role? Just give a good movie. That's all I ask for. And apparently it's too much to ask. It's just like, oh, we've got women in it. There's the selling point. Nothing, we're not going to try to be creative or fun. But yeah, I don't even care if this movie's in my collection. I'm obviously going to go pick that disc up, stick it back in here, and put it over in the section of like where I keep all my shit movies. But yeah, not a huge fan. Well, I'm not a fan at all. I would actually give this one probably... I wouldn't say it's as bad to get a 0.5 star, but I'd give it like a 1. Just move on from that. And then we got the reboot again, basically. Ghostbusters Afterlife. 4K here and Blu-ray. Now, this one I did enjoy a lot. I don't think it comes with anything else, just the 2 discs. I actually really enjoyed the nostalgia play that like they do here. The ending is really like tear-jerking and good. I love these new characters, like everybody new they bring in as the new Ghostbusters to add to it. I think they all do excellent jobs. They're all likable. I think the storyline's similar to the other movies, but I mean, they all kind of are. And I would give this probably... would I say it's a 3.5? Probably. I think I'd give it a 3.5. That's where I'm sitting for Afterlife. Yeah, it's hard. These are tough movies because they are like childish. They are like horror for kids. But at the same time, they're just well made. Well made, good movies. And then this one I just watched last night. This is the newest one. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Here in Canada, we don't get slip covers, apparently, so I just got the regular case here. Never, like, I don't understand that. Like, it's fucking stupid. No slips. Now, I went into this one not expecting anything because the reviews weren't that great. Everybody I heard talk about it said it was just eh. And I'm gonna be honest, I actually liked this one too. I thought it was on par with Afterlife. I enjoyed the storyline. I thought we'll call him, without spoilers, we'll call him the ending boss. I thought that character was cool looking, kind of probably like the scariest creature in the entire franchise, I would say. But I liked the just dark, like gray tone to this movie. The ghosts being really colorful in 4K. The sound and picture on this was freaking phenomenal. It's definitely a selling point for this 4K. It's like just like, what do you call it? Like reference level. Like it's really freaking nice, especially in the sound department. This thing kind of gave my speakers a workout. It was wild. There was a couple moments in it that I thought were kind of silly. I won't even get into them because I know this just came out on Tuesday, and anybody that didn't see it in the theater might not have watched it yet. So I don't want to spoil anything. I also know my friend Joe, who watches my episodes, he hasn't seen it yet either, so he's about to watch it as well, so I don't want to spoil it for him either. But yeah, I actually like this. I'd probably give this a 3. Could have been better, but I don't know how much better. Like, it's hard. The expectations are so high on these movies because they're living off such a legendary franchise that it's kind of unfair to the films themselves because everyone's going in with so much hype, and I think you gotta lower your expectations a little bit because as good as the originals are, they do still have lots of cheesy moments. They're pretty slow movies, like they're very storyline heavy. They're not action, like big budget, or they're big budget, but they're not like big action films. They're storyline based, and I appreciated that. This one's very storyline heavy. I thought, what the fuck is the guy's name? I struggle with this guy's name, and I see him in a bunch of things, and I thought he was awesome. Kumail Nanjiani? Kumail Nanjiani. He's from Eternals, amongst other stuff. Thought he was awesome in this. Funny as shit. But yeah, I'll just move on. As a whole, like, I honestly, the Ghostbusters, like, this is how I would rank them. This would be my official ranking of the franchise, starting from the best here to the worst. That would be my ranking. Hopefully they give us a solid final one for this new trilogy. That would be nice. Alright, and then I watched, this I only have on Blu-ray, I haven't upgraded to the 4K. This is Total Recall, the classic with Schwarzenegger. Oh man, fuck. When I was a kid, I used to love this movie. And when I rewatch it now, like, I still love it. But I don't know why I used to love it so much. Like, I used to just watch this movie Fuck, I used to rent it every time I'd go to Jumbo Video or Blockbuster, even Rogers Video when it came around. I used to just rent this a lot and frickin', I don't know. I think it's the Mars scene where they're like where they're falling down the mountain and their eyes are all bursting on their head. I think that scene used to creep me out when I was a kid. Still awesome today, by the way. Absolutely love it. And I think this is one of Arnold's best movies. It's hard because he's got some fucking doozies in the 80s. But this is definitely one of my favorite movies that he's in. It's top. Oh fuck! I don't even want to give a top for Arnold. I like a lot of his movies, but this is one of his best ones, and everyone delivers here. I love the opening where he's just wants to go on a vacation, and I love the premise, the sci-fi premise, where you just go and you get a transplant in your brain, you get to go on vacation basically, and live out a fantasy life somewhere. And then I love the twists that happen. Sharon Stone as his wife is freaking awesome. Michael Ironside's in this. He's freaking awesome. Just so many historic scenes when Arnold's landing on Mars, and he's inside the old lady suit. Epic shit there. This one's for my wife. There's a chick that opens up her shirt and she's got 3 titties. That one's for you, Kayla. Inside joke. Yeah, I love Total Recall. I would give Total Recall a 4.5 out of 5. It's a solid movie. Great action film. And then this next one here, this is from Scream Factory. Feels like my discs are loose. And it is. This is from Scream Factory. This is Dracula 2000. This just came out not too long ago. Last month, I think. Maybe the month before. It's pretty new. Pretty recent. And I have to say that I'm not a big fan of this movie. I would give this probably a 2 to 2.5. I think Gerard Butler's awesome as Dracula. Wife thinks he's freaking hot. That's actually why I bought this movie, because she was like, "Oh, you need to get the Scream Factory Dracula 2000." And I was like, "Do I though? Really?" But yeah, I grabbed it and we watched it, and she liked it more than me. I think she gave it like a 3.5 or something. I'm sticking with my 2 to 2.5. I don't like the ending. I love some of the kills. I think the acting's all pretty solid for the most part. But it just doesn't like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe why I'm not a huge fan of it. I think it's mostly the ending. I'm not going to spoil it. But the ending really just... It's just got a lot of plot holes throughout the movie. Where I'm constantly thinking like, but why? Or how? So like just questioning things constantly while I'm watching it. But I would still pick up this Scream Factory Blu-ray. It's packed with special features here. It's a 4K scan on a Blu-ray. Yeah, tons of shit here. All the auditions were cool, watching them all audition for the roles. But yeah, give it a try. And then my final piece for this episode. This is another Scream Factory. This is the 4K of the original Piranha. Directed by Joe Dante. Right? Yep, Joe Dante. What year was this one? 78? 78. It's loaded with special features here. I remember watching this when I was young and loving it. It used to creep the shit out of me. Just, I don't know. It's a Jaws. This came a couple years after Jaws, so it's a bit of a Jaws exploitation film, and but it's still good. Like the opening scene where they're in the swimming pool, and it's kind of like the opening scene from Jaws, but they're in a pool instead, and it's piranha. Piranha are creepy. They've always creeped me out. Just fish, because they've always portrayed them as just unreal predators. Like they can tear the flesh off your entire leg in like the matter of seconds in movies, right? So piranhas are creepy. And this original one, it isn't like the remake. It's not just a comedy. It's not fun. This one's an actual horror movie. It's pretty creepy. But yeah, Piranha. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to talk too deep on some of these because, like, Piranha's a classic. Most people have probably seen. I know I say that probably every episode 5 times, but I just don't like spoiling. I'm not a big fan of spoils for movies. I just do this channel. I'm gonna move my Ghostbusters stuff over here for a sec. I do this channel not to spoil movies or give my extremely deep thoughts on them. I do it for just to show them and show you what kind of editions you can get your hands on. And I love collecting, and I just like to show off my collection and talk about movies as I watch them because they're nice and fresh on my mind, and I don't write anything down, so I just like to wing it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my Ghostbusters themed episode. Obviously, give all those give every single movie here a watch. But obviously, the highlights for me out of this is the original Ghostbusters. Actually, 4 of the Ghostbusters movies, all of them except for that female one. Total Recall and Piranha. Dracula 2000, you could skip that. You're not missing a ton. Still cool. Is it? I think it might be Gerard Butler's premiere, like introducing Gerard Butler, possibly. I'm not 100% positive on that, so don't quote me. But it might be his first role ever. If so, he does an excellent job. But yeah, thanks for joining me yet again. I will be putting my next episode up probably tomorrow night because my daughters and my wife are going camping this weekend, and she's one of my daughters is the one that puts my videos up on YouTube for me because I'm basically technologically illiterate, and she won't be here Friday morning, so I have to record it tomorrow night and get it up tomorrow night. So I'll be posting this one tonight on Wednesday night, and then Thursday tomorrow night for my final episode for the week. And then I got a long weekend, so I'll probably come back at you in my Monday episode with quite the pile. But yeah, thank you for joining me.